Hey, welcome back to Tactics Talk with Guido. I've got Banziduck here in his T-54 Mod 1 Tier 8 Russian Premium Medium Tank. And he has loaded into Muravanka and spawned in the north spawn. You can see now he is headed over to the east side. Taking his medium into the Magic Forest. The semi-enchanted forest used to be quite the Magic Forest. It's had several iterations over its lifetime, but this last one's been around for quite a while. And it's a good place for mediums and lights, and in fact it's actually pretty good for TDs and heavies as well, depending on what the setup is. You see there are 3 artillery in this game, so that's something to be cognizant of, and he's headed over here looking for these early shots. Takes a snapshot at the low, not a bad idea, and now he's actually going to cut back over. Sees the Oni coming, and he's going to head over here. Bonzi, you do a lot of, I guess, long-range sniping, I would say, based on camera work. Shooting in a view, third person, and when you do zoom in, you don't zoom in very much. I think you might want to try to zoom in a little bit more than you do. A good example is right here, where you're hunting around for a shot on this guy. You are looking at the ground right there, but you actually could, if you just lift it up, get a light on that guy, get a highlight. So you're looking a little low. Just remember that that little symbol is right above his turret. So if I light him up, if I stop moving my stupid camera, if I light him up, you can see that symbol lives just above his turret right there. And if I go back to the camera, you're actually looking low there. This is a problem for you in several instances as I've watched. So be careful about that. What you want to do then is you get in here, zoom in, and then do a little bit of this until you get a highlight and go, oh, there he is. And I will have a shot on him. There you go. And a little bit of a snap. Unfortunately, that probably went into the ground. And we're going to get another long-range shot here. Again, I'd be zooming in on that Oni to find him and look for a shot. Maybe the Tiger. Move your cursor around a little bit, see if you get a light. Now, this spot is okay. The one thing I don't like about this spot is it is swept by fire from TDs that are hanging out back here. So if you come too far around this corner, you can get hit pretty easily. But right now, you've got some shots. Looking for the CDC. Now we're maybe the T-34 100. And man, I mean, you made it happen, but that is the hard way. Why not just zoom in? I can't really do it. Why not just zoom in like that much and get a good highlight and just pop him? Maybe even aim for something specific. The way you did it worked, but wow, you were just waiting for it to go green there. One of the problems with, there'll be some auto aim action here. One of the problems with replays is sometimes you don't see the highlight that the player saw. Just one of those things. Be careful here with being up on the side of this hill. You actually bounce and make that hit. You're going to have a little bit of trouble with your gun depression because you're not paying attention to your micro positioning within the fight. Now this is another good example of what I like to call camera work and overall SA. You were really focused on that guy, and that's fine, but what I'd be doing in between shots is doing a little bit of this. Keep your turret locked forward, but look around and go, oh crap, I got a situation developing back here, which you see. And now we're coming over to see what we can do about it. Here's the other example where you're going to get yourself in a little bit of trouble with gun depression. And again, a good zoom right there would have no kidding put a nice shot on him instead of that kind of haphazard attempt. Another example of zooming in, you might have been able to go for his back sprocket and track him. I'd have gone right in and looked for another shot on that low as the super Pershing approached. I don't know what your comms were with your platoon mate. I assume you're both talking about here comes the super and you're working it together. So that's a good idea. We come around here, shoot him. Yeah, you're not going to go through that lower plate on him, especially not with your regular AP. Probably wanted to go to gold right here, facing a low, a patent, and a super. And if you'd aimed a little bit better into the cheek or something, you might have actually had a chance to pin. Sometimes you're just looking for a quick shot. I'd be getting out there and looking for this low. Yeah, there you go, so that you're reloaded. And yeah, you're aiming at his upper plate right there, so definitely want to aim lower. Now the 49's coming in. You really have a little. You get in here and get that first shot. And that's good. I'd have gone for his front sprocket just to keep him sideways because his the problem you're gonna have with him is the armor, and you can see that. Let me stop here and just show you what your problem here is. See how you're coming up on that little rise? If you were just over here a little ways, your gun would have been just fine and you'd have been able to get that shot much earlier. As it is, you're kind of messing around. He makes a mistake and gives you a shot right there. So things are going all right. Now you're starting to pay attention to what's going on. We got a Patton coming around. He kills off your Tiger P buddy, unfortunately. Bat Chat's pressing in, and you're kind of messing around right here. And this is going to be a bit of a problem for the rest of this fight for you. I'd get in there and start pounding these guys right now. You've got a multi-axis fight going on. You need to do a little bit more of this kind of thing, looking at what's going on. You get a little fixated on tanks. So we're going to come in here, we're going to auto-aim. You really like the auto-aim. Kill the CDC, good job, and back out. Nicely done. That guy bounces. Come in here and get that shot immediately. Dude, I'd go after that Patton. I'd have gone right after that Patton, not auto-aim the Tiger, because you could probably have taken him down. And that's one gun out of the game. There are times when you want to sacrifice some hit points to take out a big gun. And I'll tell you what, I don't know why you're backing up right here, because you guys got trouble. You're one-shot STA, or close to a one-shot. You got 59 in a similar position. You've got a lot of hit points. And you've got these three guys surrounded, but you just gave up the pressure on this road right here, which now lets them concentrate on your two buddies. So you need to be in here pressuring these guys. You may be thinking about artillery, and that's fine, but you really got to get in there and start working on those guys to make them go away. So the 51 gets the Oni. Now you're in really good shape. Well, unfortunately, now the 59 is in there, and you've probably passed up multiple opportunities to take shots. They're not even paying attention to you because you left. There you go. Got a shot on him. Already helps out. Go right back. Get right back in there. Just show your turret. There you go. Kill one of these guys. Again, I might have gone for the Patton. Look for that shot. There you go. Fix your driver. And now we're just, again, a little bit passive here. Probably could have owned this guy. I don't know. But you're going to hang out right here. The Tiger does out-reload you, so it was probably a good idea to not push right in on him. This tank does have some pretty amazing armor, but there goes the Tiger, so the artillery does its job. And if that's what you were thinking when you did that, that's all well and good, but I would say definitely a little more aggression in there. The biggest mistake I saw you make, other than just general SA and paying attention to the multi-axis fight, was letting off the pressure down that little hallway right there, down that little road. That really let them change the fight a little bit. You had them from three different directions, and they're going to have a really hard time pointing at all three of you. Additionally, because you had more hit points than the rest of them, maybe if the artillery focused on you a little bit, it would have kept your buddies alive. And there goes the 251. So now we're down to 2 TDs, 3 artillery, and you've got a decent force over there, but there goes your T-26E5, so the artillery takes them out. You're being very careful moving in here. I'd have probably pressed up in here a little faster. But that's fine. Careful and alive is better than not careful and dead. So we'll move in here, and this is a tricky situation right here as you come around this corner, because as long as they weren't in these bushes here or hanging out back in here, sometimes they do that, you can approach to about right here without any trouble. But now what you're worried about is maybe in this flat, that's unusual, but likely up on the ridge up here where there's more bushes to hide. There's 2 ways to approach it. I'm going to show everyone what you do. You're going to come around this way, and you're kind of keeping yourself as far away as possible. But I don't like this very much because it's pretty easy from these bushes here to see you crossing, and you've given a big side armor shot to him. Now you are a little bit below the horizon right there as far as that ridge, but now you're well in the flat, and more than likely very easy to see from here. You don't actually get spotted, so these TDs that are left don't have great spotting, and it ends up working out for you. For my money, you come tight around this corner and you jump into these bushes, and you use these bushes to collapse in here and get closer, so you don't really get spotted till you come out right here. And if they happen to be there, maybe they have a little bit of depression problem right there, plus you got front armor going at them. As it is, it doesn't hurt you because they don't end up seeing you right here, so they're not very close apparently. Or just their view range is that bad. So having taken the chance to go all the way over there, now you're in a much better approach than had you taken the close approach like I talked about. It is a trade-off, but I was surprised you didn't get hit in the side and then already. But the reason why is becoming clearly apparent here in just a minute. I like how you're careful right here. I usually get in there a little bit faster and try to use some momentum and surprised to get guys, but you're just sort of poking in, trying to figure out where these guys are. Oh, there's one. Now, I'm surprised that you didn't just stop, zoom in, and just blast that guy right there. Just take that shot and then back out. And what you're going to end up doing is you sort of auto-aim or just point at him and then back out. And this is a problem. You got Artie that's going to start coming at you right here. Another shot. Nice job jinking to the side. Whoa, Artie almost got you. And good thing about having a turret when you're fighting TDs is they don't have one. At least casemate TDs. I'd be jinking a little bit more right now. You're definitely exposed to the last two artillery. And that 100 M1 guy, he's dangerous too. If he gets in a bush and sees you, you're a one-shot. You're an easy splash by two artillery. But you're still working it. The T-54's worked up into the town, so he is supporting a little bit by presence over there. And you're both within render distance, so that's good. At least you can potentially help each other with targets that show up. And there is the Su-100M1. And what I'd have done right there is I would immediately spun my turret or my view. My turret would follow, and I'd go looking for this guy. So I'm going to show you what you do there. You kind of come around, and never once do you actually zoom in. See if I can get this to do it. Never once do you zoom in and go, oh man, I can get a shot in here. I got this guy. Or climb up a little higher on this ridge so you can get that shot. Your maneuver is a little bit clumsy and takes a while to happen. Probably should have already been a shot in on him, but here we go. Here he comes. There we go. Nice and careful. You get that in there. He hits the 25-2. I wouldn't be moving. I'd just have been stopped that whole time. So that right when I reloaded, I already had the pipper on him, and it was already zoomed in as much as possible. But you end up getting him. Good job. Down to 1 gold. Probably really don't need the gold at this point. As I've always said, it doesn't bother me. If you want to shoot all gold, that's up to you, but it's one of those things if you could think about. Save yourself a little bit of cash here. You're probably not going to bounce off one of these clowns. Now we're being very careful. We got 3,100. We got 2 kills. Game was really kind of going south, and good old Bonzi here has brought it back. And now we're just looking to get some lights, maybe help the Artie nuke their Artie. Would be nice to get in there and get 2 kills, but more than likely if you spot one, the other one's probably going to blast you. Coming on here and looking for him. Where is that guy? He's got to be here somewhere. Being very careful. Where is he? Where is he? He was last seen right here. Has he moved? Where is this clown? Dun 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 dun. Man, right now, and you're going to back out of this, I'd have just aimed at this dude right here. See if I can get the view in. I'd have just aimed at this guy right here. Maybe even crawled up that hill just a little more and just blasted him. But you're going to actually pull back and go, all right, Artie, do your work. Problem with this is the M12 could shotgun you maybe. Looks like you didn't quite have the azimuth to do it. Or the other guy is going to blast you because you're spotted. And now you're just so slow. Your momentum's down. You're not moving. Ooh, there he goes. And that's pretty predictable based on how you approach that thing. I would have just gone in there, keep as much speed as possible. Once I saw him, just drive right up, auto-aim on a strafing drive-by, take that guy out, or at least zoom in like I showed you, and get the kill. You know you're going to get probably blasted and splashed by this guy anyway, but you might as well make it harder on him than you did. All right, man, nice game. 3,150, ended up with 2 kills, brought this one back. Just some things to think about in there as far as camera work, a little bit of multi-axis fighting, SA, probably a little more aggression in there, and then just thinking about pressure and time and working with your allies, and try not to always think about just, hey, what do I need to do just for me? Sometimes bring in what's going on around you with your team into the calculus, into the calculation, and maybe get a little more aggressive in there. And then we talked about the end game stuff. All right, man. I hope this helps. Hopefully like what you see out there, all those of you who are watching it. And if you do, make sure you subscribe. And remember, I can do these replay analysis for you. If you'd like to get better at this game, send it in to me. Give me a little note about what it is and how you think you did or what you're looking for out of it. And I'll either do a text response if that's what you want, or I can do the full-blown video. All right, that is it for Tactics Talk today. As always, we will see you.